have any ideas for videos right now. Siri, you got anything?
Just redo another topic you did a while ago, I don't know.
Not a bad idea. Which video?
How about the Pokemon mini video?
I made that video 2 months ago. What are you talking about?
You mispronounced a bunch of Pokemon names, and it makes me mad.
Does it look like I care?
I do, and I'm not gonna shut up about it until the day I die.
Okay, I'm gonna try covering Nintendo's mobile games again, because like, why the heck not? So I already tried tackling the idea of talking about console series that have mobile counterparts. However, I feel as though when it comes to Nintendo games I covered, I could dive a little deeper. And plus, I didn't even cover some of the games that had been delisted. So what time is better than now to cover all of Nintendo's mobile games extensively? It's a genuine question. What time is better than now? So first on the list is Miitomo. It's honestly less of a game and more like a social media of me. And there was already a social media of me's, you know, Meverse. There were polls and you could post, but there really wasn't a ton to do besides that. But to say there wasn't some funny posts would be a lie, because here are some examples of stuff that were posted on here. Okay, which one? I'm already starting from weird. Finding to relieve stress. Attempt to drown myself in the community pool. Alright, that's, hey! Oh man, last weekend, pasta. I recently made this sweet purchase. Tacos. They'll never guess it's me that burned down the orphanage. What's your latest obsession? Yelling at my cat about the plot holes in the Fast and Furious series until my parents disown me. All is futile. Bottom text. Two lines from Jesus. When the funny happened. That's funny. But that's really all I can say about it, especially because I wasn't there when this app was still supported, as it was discontinued back in 2018. Now, the game Nintendo was really banking on becoming a massive hit was Super Mario Run. This is an auto runner that has some platforming parts where you jump and such. Basically, your usual 2D Mario affair, but it runs for you and it's on a phone. But it's even more of a usual 2D Mario affair when you notice that this game's visuals are pretty much the same as New Super Mario Bros. U, and that's because of the clear reuse of assets. Nonetheless, it's an alright time. It's kind of hard to control though, because with being an auto runner, it could be worse, but still a little off. But the main thing about this game is after the first 3 levels, you have to pay for the rest of the game. $10 for access to the full game. That's a little much for a mobile game. Honestly though, I can kinda see where Nintendo's coming from. They're trying to treat it like a proper Mario game, where the first 3 levels act as a demo of sorts. And if you like the first 3 levels, maybe you'd be willing to pay up. But if you don't want to pay up, there's also Toad Rally. Basically, it's a time trial mode. It's okay, I guess, nothing all that special. All in all, this is a completely fine Mario mobile game, but the fact that I had to pay $10 really killed this game's chances at making any kind of profit. This game has millions of downloads, but not much of the user base actually purchased the full game. So, next game. Pokemon Go. I could talk about the other Pokemon games on mobile since there has been a load of them, but I feel like they could all make for another video. That's at least when I figure out how to pronounce most of these Pokemon's names. I would have pronounced that way faster than you did. Okay, I'd love to see you try to pronounce it for yourself. Magikarp. So, Pokemon Go, out of all Nintendo released mobile games, it is by far the biggest. It was a big thing at its peak when it released back in 2016, and it's for a reason. Go around catching Pokemon on your phone based on where you are. The concept is simple, but it ain't half bad. This is also the one I've historically had the most time out of in all these games. Like, what other game lets you name your Pokemon Daft Punk? Literally any Pokemon game, it's pretty cool, man. Still, I think this game is good, but there are signs of how Nintendo will handle in-app purchases going forward. You see, you can buy coins, get Pokeballs, outfits, or other balls. You can buy coins, get Pokeballs, outfits, or other boosts for catching Pokemon. This has resulted in this game being so profitable. Now, I have never spent a dime on this game, and really, I never have on any of these games. But soon enough, stuff like this is going to be a lot more shameless going forward. Fire Emblem Heroes.
It's fine, Drew. It won't hurt you.
Who said anything about it hurting me?
Just thought it would be a game you'd be deathly afraid of.
It is, but I know how to manage my fears. Yeah, this is the gameplay of Fire Emblem, alright. From what I know of Fire Emblem, it feels like it, but more fit for running on a phone. There's in-app purchases for any time your teammates die, run out of stamina, or to buy new heroes. It has some cool things going for it, like the story. Not really something I particularly understand, but it's still kind of cool that a game on mobile has a story. For better or for worse, I guess, I don't know. But as someone who really can't get into these type of games, I can acknowledge that some people like it, and I'm sadly not one of them, mostly due to my taste more than anything. It didn't get as many downloads as the Nintendo mobile games that preceded it, but it still made a lot of money, because within its first year, it had made 10 times more than Mario Run. A Fire Emblem game, doing better financially than a Mario game. That's insane. And it was all because of the in-app purchases, which Nintendo are making note of more and more as the years go on. But forget what I had to say about this game. What does Bobby have to say about Fire Emblem Heroes?
Anime garbage.
Now let's move on to Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I played this game at one point, but I uninstalled it sometime after. It's what the name suggests. It's Animal Crossing and you run a campsite. You try to get people to live here and customize wherever they're gonna live. You can complete villagers' requests by giving them stuff they need in exchange for bells, or leveling up your friendship, and obviously you can also get them to move to your campsite. There are also certain trademarks of Animal Crossing that largely stay the same, such as fishing, and you have to pay off your debt.
Is that the guy who lives in your closet?
Yeah, I told him he doesn't work for the police for the last time. What am I being arrested for?
It says here I have you for tax evasion.
Because I didn't pay my taxes in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp? Is that your only evidence?
I mean, there's that sign right there that says, I didn't pay off my taxes.
I swear to God, that was Bobby, not me. There's also in-app purchases, obviously. Mainly it's stuff you can do by grinding in the game, or if you're tired of that, just buy it straight up. But there's also a subscription service for some reason. There's also like 3 tiers of them too. Why would I buy this? They're not exactly worth it for this game at all.
I have one more question about the game.
Huh.
Is Tom Nook in the game?
Now that I know of now. Regalia lost. We lost Regalia. I'm actually not sure what this is. It's a completely original series made for phone. It's also shut down. Apparently, it was an RPG that certainly has a plot. I don't understand it just by reading it, but yeah, it's there. Looking at the gameplay, it looks okay. Going around killing enemies, different characters have their own attack, kind of basic fighting and RPG gameplay mechanics. Again, it doesn't look like a game for me. Kind of same situation as Fire Emblem Heroes, except I didn't actually get to play this one. Now, what's Bobby's opinion? Dr. Mario World. Yet another game you can't play anymore. But this time, it's a little bit more in my ballpark. There's actually something weird about it. This isn't Dr. Mario at all. It's actually just a clone of Candy Crush. Great! Yeah, it's just kind of a weirder Dr. Mario Candy Crush with some monetization similar to Candy Crush, where you buy diamonds for power-ups, or I guess different characters which have their own abilities. I don't know, I personally love Dr. Mario. I mean, Dr. Mario Online RX on the Wii is a game I still fire up every now and then. But this really ain't it from how it looks. It just really isn't my kind of Dr. Mario. It's Nintendo trying to bank off another mobile game's premise, just much worse. And that's probably why it shut down, because it was just a worse Candy Crush. So now, the game I've been subtly hinting at for the duration of this video. That's right. We're talking Mario Kart Tour. Now, in my aforementioned talking about console franchises video that got mobile games, I was pretty negative toward this game, talking about how bad the controls were and the ridiculous microtransactions. But it's been over a year and a half since that video was uploaded, so who knows, maybe if I revisit this game now, I'll have a better opinion of it. I'm not asking myself to think it's better than Mario Kart 8 or something outrageous like that, just give it another go. So we have different cups open at different times. When you scroll to the right enough, it'll say this cup will be available in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, etc. And each cup not only has a race, but some other kind of challenge too, such as the time trial. Or heck, something that would have come straight out of the mission mode of Mario Kart DS out of all places. It covers most bases of Mario Kart, previous stages and characters being represented. We'll get to the obvious catch with the characters soon enough, but let's talk about the gameplay. Now, how does it feel to control? It isn't great, but I'm not gonna act like it's not a little bit better than I remember. Like, I remember hating how this controlled a couple years ago, but now, I mean, neither in vertical or landscape it's that pleasant, but after a while, I can sort of get used to it. I do feel like I have to make my thumbs go all over the screen sometimes at both options, and in landscape, it doesn't seem like it was optimized for phones like mine, because for some reason Apple decided to put this huge freaking notch up here for no reason, and sometimes it covers up the map and standings. Not that it matters too much, but it's sort of weird looking. But overall, it could be worse. If you could fall off the map, I'd be singing a whole different tune, because if there weren't barriers at those parts, I would fall off so much. It's a competent Mario Kart phone experience. It ticks all the boxes of Mario Kart, but on something you carry around every day. But now, let's talk about the dreaded shop. Now, you can buy certain carts and characters with gems, which you can collect if you're playing the game, but you can also just straight up buy them, which is kind of crappy, but at one point, the only option to get a lot of these characters and items was a loot box mechanic. That's right. a spotlight pipe. It's essentially just loot boxes getting random in-game items in exchange for rubies, the in-game currency. Did EA influence Nintendo in some way here? Like, what's going on? Making it a proper store only came after all the backlash. This doesn't feel like a normal scummy Nintendo move. A normal scummy Nintendo move would be telling Valve to take down all Nintendo-related mods on Gmod. You see, that's a scummy Nintendo I know. But yeah, this is just a complete scam, no matter how much Mario coding you put on it. But there's also a subscription service called the Gold Pass. That's $5 a month, and it gives you certain items, badges, I guess, and 200cc. What kind of person would pay $5 a month for 200cc? What the heck? Why? But overall, this game's alright gameplay-wise, but can get pretty scummy monetization-wise. But who cares? Because let's talk about a game that's not even controversial in the slightest. Pikmin Bloom. So this game is similar to Pokemon Go in the sense that it's based on your surroundings. Your avatar is your me. Sure. Whatever that means, sure. You grow Pikmin by getting steps, and getting steps is very important because it also helps you to level up. And you can do other things to level up, like destroy mushrooms, which you and other players basically have to do together to get done. Or go on expeditions, get seedlings or fruit, which gives you more pollen, which you can give to Pokemon to grow flowers. I'm editing the audio right now, and I just noticed that I said Pokemon instead of Pikmin. You know, I'm not even editing it out. I'm not going to retake that. That's kind of funny. Therefore, you can plant flowers. And the purpose of flowers, I mean, kind of just to level up too. I don't know. To me, a lot of this game is done in order to level up. Because basically, the main goal is to level up. I actually wasn't expecting to like this game as much as I do. But this is probably the only game I'm going to keep installed after this video, since I kind of got my worth out of all the others. And the other ones I didn't really get my worth out of, I just don't care for. But yeah, that's all of Nintendo's mobile games up to this point. Who knows what Nintendo will do for future mobile games? They haven't released a new one since Pikmin Bloom, which was nearly 3 years ago, may I add. Whatever the future may be, let's hope they don't charge $5 a month for 200cc again.
Hey Drew, you thought it'd be gone forever?
Nah, I knew it'd be back eventually. You always come back around this time every year. You're insanely predictable.
Well anyways, your channel has grown since I've last seen you. Should I reintroduce myself?
So most people aren't confused. Sure, do that real quick.
Who are you talking to? Seriously.
Are you threatening me?
Yeah.
Cheetos, man, did you bring me my Cheetos?
You're not getting Cheetos from me ever again. Shut up. But anyways, yeah, I'm the dark figure. I'm like the villain of the show or whatever. I make Drew talk about things every year by trapping him in his room. But yeah, I make him talk about 3 things every year, most of which being bad games, because, you know, I like to see him suffer. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know.
Okay, great. I'm canceling all my plans for July and August. Thanks for letting me know.
Alright, cool. See you soon.
Cool, I'm not looking forward to it.
Are you too schizophrenic?
Maybe him, but not me.
What the fuck is going on here?
All you need to know is we're stuck here for the foreseeable future until I talk about whatever this dude wants me to talk about.